And good afternoon and welcome back to the Verse Citizens, and we are here poised with great anticipation as to whether or not we're going to be actually able to play the game today, because who knows, whisper it softly, my friends. 3.18 may be on the horizon. We don't know what's going on. I've heard rumours the last 24 hours. Everything's been buzzing with the Star Citizen hashtag everywhere I've gone, but nothing appears to have happened yet. So will it happen whilst we're on stream? Will everything crash in a great big burning heap? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But before we get on to that, we must do the thing, because the thing is the thing and the thing must be done. So who do we have? We have Dr. Quest MD first in the chat. Welcome to Dr. Quest MD. Starbolt81 is here. ZDex81 is here. And Top Shot is here. So lovely to see you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for popping along. Have a Boo Boo is here. Medicus42 is here. Little Graham is here, who's still testing something. It's working. You're fine. Hopefully. Mad Monksoft is here, poised as ever with Wikipedia should we need it. I'm in the chat. I don't know why I'm in the chat. Biffboy81 is here as well. Mr. Raw. That's an excellent username. Mr. Raw is here. And as the next anyone says, 6 minutes until they shut the server down for the updates. Kid ye not. You may have just jinxed the entire stream, my friend. Jim Material is here. Watari Mono is here as well. DJ Squibby is here. ETA 3 minutes. Is that a prediction as well? Is here. Eridan Dundragon is here as well. So and I understand maybe the game is a bit unstable as well. So we'll have to wait and see how it all transpires. But welcome to well, they've already been welcome, but welcome once again to Dr. Quest MD, Top Shot and ZX81, who are my stream coordinators for what is in the UK the late afternoon, what is for them possibly some other time in the universe. It's impossible to tell, but thank you very much, guys, for helping me out as ever. It's brilliant. And happy Friday to everybody, and hello there to Electro Rapture as well. 8 a.m. For Dr. Quest MD. Wow, that's very keen of you, Friday morning. I mean, I'm very impressed. I'm still at the toothpaste stage at 8 a.m. in the morning. JRD6DK is also here as well. Good to see you all. Right, well, let me get into the game, and then we can figure out how likely is it, my friends, that we are going to get blown away midstream? I mean, have we got any idea what's going on? Let me ask that question first. Do we any facts? Are there any facts to be had about what's going on with version 3.18? Because facts are good, right? Hopefully I got my Constellation Phoenix sent across to Grim Hex. It's exactly. The decaying server suggests the update is imminent. Right. Okay. So I'm expecting trouble, basically, am I, all the time? So given that the update is and this is going to be a little bit incongruous. Hangar 7. There's a luxury spaceship parked, and it's parked at Grim Hex. So no, this isn't 3.18 yet, Mad Monksoft. We are waiting. So there's no new notification on the status website, so the new patch shouldn't be dropping anytime soon. But is it reasonable for us to assume it is literally imminent, or do we just actually don't know? Is it all supposition? So I've been getting the impression that everybody's waiting with bated breath for 3.18 to appear momentarily. Are there any facts that give us a day, or anything? Are there any facts, or is it just we hope? What's actually going on? If anyone watches the Star Citizen live stream in YouTube, we should get informed. Okay, there's a Spectrum post by the devs that state the above info. Okay, hang on, Dr. Quest MD. According to the CIG, the update is expected early morning. So is that early morning where? Where are CIG located? I'm assuming they're states. Okay, they're in Los Angeles, right? Okay, so that's what, 8 hours behind where I am, which would make it 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's expected at 8 a.m. So it literally is now. Okay. So at any moment. Okay, so nothing's working properly. So we have no friends list, no party invites. So we could all be on different servers. So none of us can invite each other into the game as per normal. Is that none of that's working? Okay, so Starbot 81. It's 8 a.m. I just did all that maths in my head. Starbot 81. Are you impressed? I took away 8 hours from 4 p.m. So okay, so invite's not working. I've got an invite for Dr. Quest MD. Can I accept it? I have joined something. Hello, invites. I have joined. You member joined? That's me, I'm guessing. Okay, so I don't know where the rest of you guys are, but I'm obviously in Grim Hex. So if you are in Grim Hex, you head to Hangar 7. Otherwise, I suppose we ought to. There's like now, given that I'm assuming 3.18 is going to blat all progress and reset everything. Is that true? Am I on the same server? I have no idea if I'm on the same server. How would I know? Okay, so it's a full wipe, says ETA 3 minutes. So, based on that, I've got a certain. Okay, so reputation not going to be wiped, but maybe it is, or maybe it's not. But all presumably cache is going to be wiped. Okay, log out to menu and join us. Right, so okay. Right, okay. So let's exit to menu then. And then I'll swap across to your server. Let's try that. Ships, cache and equipment are going. Back to the pledge. Okay, so that's going to be me back in my trusty Cutlass Black, isn't it? Ah, there we go, look. Okay, so how do I join? Oh, it just did. Oh, team is launching, right, okay. Right, let's see how well this holds together. So we've all presumably got a lot of cash burning a hole in our pockets, me included, which, I mean, it's not my cash because you guys gave it to me, but I mean, it's still burning. It literally is burning a hole in our pockets. So it feels like it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. So we should spend some cash, should we not? Oh, I've just woken up in Grim Hex again, which is my worst nightmare. Okay, so where is everybody? Are you all in Grim Hex as well? Dr. Quest has 5 million for everybody. Very good, Dr. Quest MD. Right, I'm going to head down to the elevator. I know how to do this bit at least. The final fling. Okay, so Top Shop was in Grim Hex. Everything seems, he says, very, very cautiously, whispering so that the stream gods and the game doesn't hear him. Everything seems to be working okay. The elevator's working, which is a good sign. In my experience. Look, I can even walk in and out of the elevator. That's good. What did you do this time, Drew, that ended up at Hex? Well, what were we doing? We were PvPing last week. Which was good fun. So this is going to be like so it's actually still here. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Constellation out because it's still my favourite ship. But if I've got some cash burning in my pocket, maybe I should buy something else just because. Oh, hang on, I always summon my ship and then don't pay any attention to where it's going to be. It's in Hangar 12. I'm glad the machine tells me. Okay. It's very easy to distract me, you see. I didn't have a very good night's sleep last night either, so I might be a bit slow. I mean, I know I'm always a bit slow, but, you know, especially noticeably a bit slow today. Apologies in advance. Maybe some pod racing. Okay, so there was going to be medical focus, but the pending update, our priorities have shifted. So what are you guys suggesting then that we do with ourselves today, knowing that everything is going to at any moment everything may disintegrate around us anyway, and nothing is basically whatever happens in 3.17 stays in 3.17. Nobody's going to remember because it never happened. Okay, it's all going to be wiped. So our collective memories aren't going to be there. I should settle in with a nice drink and watch the stars as a commercial. I mean, if something happens and they start broadcasting some stuff. I mean, I don't know how I could. Can I suppose I could. Can I broadcast a YouTube thing over Twitch? If anyone asks, you ain't seen me since Alex61. Right, what am I doing here? I've got to get to the front of my ship. Switch this baby on. Nope, that's the. Told you I was sleepy. That's the wrong way around. Right, let's fire this thing up. It should be fine. Most of us didn't have a crime stat. Let's find out whether I got one. How do I know? Vehicle status, track mission status. Is that my journal? Where does a crime stat is there? Right, so I haven't got one looking at that. But I have got 10 million credits. Yeah. Okay, so switch on the ship. Ah, I love this ship. It's just such a cool ship. Right, open. Let's get the heck out of here, shall we? I got a. Okay, good. I had a crime stat because Drew dobbed me into the Rozzers. Right. Okay, hang on. Let me put my HOTAS in the right position. That's how prepared I am. Right, and the mouse. Sorry about that. Everyone look at the screen going, whoa, what are you doing? Oh, hang on. That's why that's doing that. It's because I've got the mouse plugged into the power charger. It's like, really? Okay, so how does this work again? Right, a bit of that. Up. Oh, big old ship. And the carriage. Oh, that's the gimbals. Bit of forward thrust. Right, there we go. Crime stats don't show up on Hex. Oh, okay. Snitches get stitches. That reminds me of being back at the playground, that is. Okay, so might I have a crime stat then? There's Biff Boy. Hello, Biff Boy. Good to see you. Let's get ourselves out of here. Oh, what's that on the asteroid? I've just seen that. Is that a little tower of something? I'm just gonna have a quick look at that. What is that sitting there? So it's just like a little comm station or something. It's just like a little, yeah, so like an aerial or something. Yeah, mining tethers or something. That's nice. Nice little bit of detail. I hadn't noticed that before. There's lots of little details that I've always liked. That's really good. Right. Okay. Let's get ourselves out of here. From when Grim Hex was a mining outpost, part of the connectors and okay, so stuff that connects things together. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Clear those asteroid fields. Let's have a quick look outside the ship. See how beautiful we're looking today. Grim Hex is, I think, whilst I would hate to go there in real life, it's one of my favourite. Oh, doesn't that look amazing? Look at that. It's so pretty, this game. Very cool. Sorry, just distracted by the general prettiness of things. Okay, so I feel we got some money to spend. What do folks suggest we spend it on? I suppose I ought to find out whether I've got a crime stat first. So how do I do that? Do I just need to go somewhere else and it will tell me? So if I quantum travel over to the moon, I saw I've got an escort. Yeah, who is that? Is it somebody I know? Okay, so I'm here. Okay, so pick A18 or Lawville, Area 18 or Lawville, and let's just buy everything. let's have a parade. Yeah, let's go to A18 and look at ships. And what we could do is we could all buy different ships, go somewhere, and then and actually. Yeah, let's do that. We've been to Lawville. I haven't been to Area 18 for a while, so let's do that. Let me just check out whether I've got a crime stat or not. Let's go and have a look at some ships, and then everyone buy their favourite ship that they've found. Not necessarily practical, a practical ship. That looks like I'm okay. So, okay, so I've got to. Let's just go over to OM3 because. Let's go to Area 18. Arc Corp. Engage. Area 18 sounds good to me. Some of you are already there by the look of it. Going to go straight past the gas giant. Look at that. In quantum travel. Whoa, look at that. That's nice. Okay, so there, let's go to Area 18 and look at ships. Let's do that. Let's go buy some stuffs. Okay, so looking at this, I can see folks, because I've got the slowest ship in the game, it's going to take me a while to get there, so I can see Starport and Biffboy on their way. And Top Shot, there we go. That. So again, while I'm doing the quantum travel across, talk me through again, because I ought to pay attention this time. And I promise I will. Talk me through what's. I mean, I've heard of salvaging. What are the big deals in 3.18? I've heard of salvaging, and I've heard of this server meshing. Are those the two big things that are coming? And what do they imply? So that's my first question. If the stream coordinators want to jump in on that one as well, then feel free, because it might be. So okay, so persistence, right? Okay. So does that mean that in the case of my ship here, okay, so 6 racetracks is well, right? Server meshing is on the tech list. So persistence, does that mean that if on my ship here, my constellation here, if I put stuff on it, assuming the ship doesn't get destroyed, does that mean it will persist and that I can log on and log off of my ship and it will be where I left it, kind of thing? Because I can see that being quite a big deal if so, because it means I can actually go on a trip rather than having to complete everything and then log out of the game.
That's one of the features that are still buggy, I think, is what they said.
Okay.
Because it's dependent on a lot of factors. So like ship logging is really broken.
Right.
But we'll see. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
So it's worth trying, but we can't guarantee it.
Yeah, the idea is more that like you drop something, it's never gonna despawn. It's gonna stay in that server for X amount of time.
Okay. So doesn't that mean that? So does that mean I'm going to actually have to recycle my cans of drink? If I keep them, if I drop them, then it's going to be there's just going to be junk everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tweak that Discord volume down. I think that's probably my fault for the mix. Hang on a minute. There you go. That should be a bit better. There we go. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so a tractor ship, or someone will have a lower jump ceiling. Oh, well, that would be nice. That's good. That's a good fix. The persistent entity streaming, meaning stuff left on planets will. Oh, okay. So we can drop things on planets and it will stay there, and then we can come back and get it, kind of thing. Okay. So you can see it's going to be a big step forward. Maybe some ship wreckage. Maybe some new ships. Maybe. Okay. So the bottling bar will still be there next week, assuming nobody moves it. Okay. You've got to get. Okay, so yeah, they'd limit it because it was a nightmare. Okay, so littering has limits. Otherwise, that could be a job for really boring people. Want to go and pick up litter in a virtual world, recycle it, and get some. Or maybe you can get some money for it. Maybe that could be a career. You know, scrap merchants and stuff, flogging debris across our systems. Sand caves, lots of wrecks in various places. Okay, so salvage, bit of crafting. Okay, so that sounds quite fun to explore. It'll only stay on the same server, so if you get to another server, it won't be there. Okay, so there's still going to be some limits to it. The persistence is interesting as well. I mean, it'd be lovely if they can get the persistence of the environment, i.e. you can log off and log on wherever you are, and that kind of works, because then you can go on a mission, which will be, you know, an extended mission. You can say, okay, well, I'm going to go over there and explore a bit and do some stuff, and then stop and then come back into the game at that point. Right now, that sort of works in space, doesn't it? Quite most of the time, I find it's okay, but planet side, it kind of was definitely a bit ropey. Whisper it though. The game seems to be happy at the moment. General failure. Okay, there's Dr. Quest MD right up there at brain. I know what I want to say. The icy place. Takaris is over there. The other guys are heading to everyone. I'm about coming up on 2/3 of the way across. Look how fast Dr. Quest MD is coming in compared to me, though. Dunk. Must have the showish slip in the verse. It does. Okay, so the scrap merchant thing is going to be a no-one player using 2 vultures and a hull A made at 500,000 in an hour real time, just by doing scrap. Okay, so racetracks, microtech. There we go. Thank you, Leslie Graham. Fully supported ship racing mechanics. So what does that mean? What does fully supported ship racing mechanics mean? Does that mean like checkpoints and start and stop and start and completion and timers and things like that? Be careful doing a soft death in Atmo, says Smoked MV420. Ship will most likely be less worthy than when it hits the ground. Yeah, because there's still gravity to consider. I think if you could punk your ship, actual races, that's going to be very cool. As there will be tracks with checkpoints and timing race missions. Okay, so racing missions, and that's going to be quite cool. So we could have so we could this is pod racing, so we could basically do that. Mission checkpoints, rewards, rep, and so rep group. That's quite nice. So there's like a. So we could actually either we could make some tournaments. We could watch some races. That sounds quite good fun. And does that include ground vehicles as well? So we could race. It's not just ships, but we could race ground vehicles around. I mean, I know it's a space game, but Revamp prison and security as well. Okay. Grim Hex tracks. A Grim Hex track. Oh, that would be a bit brutal because you'd need really good spatial awareness to manage that. It just, yeah, smack yourself into an asteroid all the time. At least that's what I would do. Right, looks like we're coming up on Area 18, Arcsoft. Let's get ourselves back into. Look at that nicely padded chair. Okay, Scorpius and Corsair added officially, yeah. Oh, I clearly came into Arcsoft range because weird stuff happens to the quantum drive as you get close. Okay, so we'll make our way into Arcsoft. Where are we going in Arcsoft? Is there a ship shop? a ship shop. At Area 8, I'm just trying to remember where that is. Is it at the Spaceport or is it in town? Here we go. Astro Marta. Is that in town? Yes, it is. Right. Okay. So I know where to go then. Okay, let's head over there. Okay, so now I just need to find where Area 18 is. There it is. Wrong side of the planet. Can I get there? Cool down, still cooling down. Hang on a minute. There we go. Drives are cooling yet. Love watching a quantum drive at point blank range. Interesting to observe the way it does it. It sort of does an orbital pass and then just dives down. Oh, it's dusk or dawn. Area 18. Why does it always come in upside down to the planet though? Where? Oh, I can see you guys over at the space station, so it's easy enough to fly towards. Did I watch the latest ISC yesterday? No, I haven't, I'm afraid. That'll make finding the port hard. They need a better be. I must admit, that's one of the things I noticed when I first. Now I know the general layout of most of the main bases. It's a lot easier, and obviously familiarity makes things easier anyway, doesn't it? Right? But I must admit, one of the things that it took me a long time to figure out when I first started playing Star Citizen was where the hell is the base? Where the hell's the spaceport? Because it's not immediately obvious when you come out of quantum travel near it, especially on the bigger cities like Area 18 and Microtech, that where you actually go, because it's there isn't anything that guides you specifically to the spaceport. If you've never been to a spaceport before, which I hadn't, it's quite hard to find it out. Okay, let's roll down the speed a little bit. Please contact ATC to land. Okay. I'll do it manually then. Okay, where has it put me? Over there. space. Now, is my spatial awareness good enough for me to land this thing without looking at the external view? Let's see how we do. This is the long ship. So here we go. I need some rear view mirrors. That's what you need on these. Why don't spaceships have rear view mirrors? I mean, they should at least have a rear camera, right? So you can see the back of the ship. I'm going to get quite close to the front there. That feels about right. Right, let's make sure we're flying straight and level. Down we go. Okay, well, that's not bad, is it? I think I did it right there. Turn the lights off so we're not dazzling the docking controllers. It's quite a big docking bay, to be fair. There we go. I'm down. That wasn't bad, was it? Hey, there we go. I was going to say, cars have rear view cameras. Why don't spaceships? Yeah, in fact, a lot of games from the past, a lot of games, you know, even back in the 80s and the early 90s, you know, spaceships had a rear view. Sounds like it would be a very sensible thing to have, to me. There we go, right, I made it. Yeah, so Starbuck 81, that little docking hologram thing in Elite would be very handy. I was going to say, I couldn't really have got this wrong. Look at this. This port did not look big from outside, did it? The sense of scale, I mean, look at the size of that. I could get 2 ships in there, no problem yet. So my landing was a little bit less impressive than I thought it was. I had plenty. In fact, I've got so much clearance. It's going to take me the entire rest of the stream to walk across the landing pad. Assuming I'm going the right way. Am I? Where's the exit? Is it over there? Arrivals, I could just make it out. There we go. It's miles. Miles and miles and miles. It's a long way across this pad. So yeah, so the hologram for ED as it lands in Elite Dangerous, that is a good thing. That would be handy to have something like that, or just a camera. I don't mind a low-tech solution. You know, a camera would suit me fine because it's quite intuitive. For those of us who drive cars, we're used to translating reversed camera images to positional information. So there we go. It was on SC long ago, sadly. Okay, so we used to have one. They took it out. I promised to put it back in, but it hasn't reappeared. Right, okay. Fair enough. Oh, no, come on, more Spaceport. That's where we're going, isn't it? Right. Or maybe just a beeper. That's what my car's got. It hasn't got any fancy tech. You put it in reverse, it goes boop, 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 beep, and then it squeals that you've almost hit something, but you can stop. Okay, so Eridan Dundragon says here, from a CIG employee on Reddit 3 minutes ago, still aiming for today. It's possible we slip out of that US morning we were aiming for, but hang tight, we'll update you when we can. Bam, bam, bam. So it's all happening. So it might slip out of US morning. So that's 4 hours from now. Well, not now, is it? 3.5 hours from now. They could be. So it sounds like this is going to be, we're going to be okay. I'm guessing we're going to be okay for this being the last 3.17 stream. So let's blow all our cash on some fancy new ships, and let's see what we got.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Okay, that's that done. I'm going to head for the train. Look at that, the train's arriving. Now that's just perfect time. Look at that. I just step on the train, I rock up at the platform, the train appears, the doors open. Turn your engines off. Did I not turn the engines off? Oh, I've stored the ship anyway, so it's probably okay. Does it not switch it? Hello, Top Shot. And Dr. Chris MD's here as well, looking like an astronaut from the 80s today. Excellent. That's quite a cool suit. I love the are those reflections actually? Oh, they're not actually working, are they? Because you can't see me unless I'm a vampire. But are they actually? Is it picking anything up from outside, or is it not quite that sophisticated? It's updating every so often, isn't it? That's quite clever. Bit of a time saver. So I'm just taking that out of my normal casual stuff. Oh, I just heard all the fans come on my graphics card. It's a rebuild and a historic suit. Okay, that's really nice. I would expect that to work with a 4090. Is that an option? Maybe. Oh, has our ship got stuck? Oh no, there it goes. It paused there for a moment. Here we are. Just kidding. I think it updates every so often. Look, because it's different now than it was at the start. But anyway, rather than keep intimidating Dr. Quest MD by staring at him. Right, let's head into now. Okay, now we're going to the spaceship shop. Something Armada, Astro Marta. But must admit, I don't know if I can recall where that was. Are you guys already in it? Biff Boy and Co up here. No, actually you're behind us, so that won't work. Top Shot presumably knows where he's going, so I'm going to follow him. He's very sharp. Waistcoat there. Oh, there's Dr. Quest MD running around the side there. Okay, Starboard looks like he's already over there. Dr. Quest MD must be really fit. Look how fast he can run in that spacesuit. Oh, he's really powering away. Look at him go. Okay, Spectrum Unlimited. Past the burger bar. There we go. Oh, that's right. Okay, it's across this little bridge. This bridge is a lovely place. I'm just going to stop here and have a look before we go into the. Look at this. I mean, it's just. That is Blade Runner, isn't it? I mean, it just is. Okay. That's amazing. I love the freestanding holograms. That one looks like it's slightly busted. And then there you go, look at that. And the ventilation shafts there. You look down, I mean, how far down does it go? I mean, it's a shame we can't sort of rappel down there. You know, or sort of Mandalorian our way down there. Wouldn't it be cool if we could? Because you can see, look, I mean, actually I've just noticed that. Probably because I've never played this game in such high resolution before. Look, I can see there's a little traffic lane down there going east and west, and there's another one below it going north and south, which looks like kind of the main motorway or something. You can try jumping, but oh look, and there goes the transport. I mean, there's one going straight over my head. Sure, there must be some health and safety rules about this sort of stuff. Look at that down there. You didn't realise how high up you are a lot of the time, and in fact, this because and in the way sci-fi cities work, you know, you don't always know where you are because it's so big and so enormous. That is amazing. I've not really noticed that before. So wow, yeah. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted by the scenery. Let's go and see what ships are for sale today. It's going to take my fancy here. Hey, there we are, Biff Boys. ZX81 is here. Everybody else is here as well. Okay, this is quite a swish looking place. I like to look at this. Let's go. Have they got any ships actually on display? Oh, they have. What's that? Okay, so that is. I love the way you can actually see the ships. And this has got a real showcasey kind of a vibe, like a convention sort of. That's another thing that Star Citizen is so good at, he's making the objects in the game into spectacles. You know, here's a like a convention pad. The thing's tilted at a rakish angle with all the little illumination pointing at it. It's very, very cool. Okay, so what actually is that? Okay, that's Astro Marta. That's where we can buy stuff. What is that ship? That's an Anvil Hawk. Okay. And you can also oh, you can actually interact with it. It's not just a static model. There goes Dr. Quest MD. Wow. Looked like he got eaten. Has a built-in EMP generator. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to go and have a look. Let's go and have a look at what we got in here then. Okay, so all manufacturers. So that's the Anvil Hawk. There's the Exploration Luxury. Okay. Pathfinder version. Combat version. Light Fighter. That's quite nice looking. I think we should all buy a ship and go somewhere and just have a bit of a ship fest. Super Hornet. What's is that? Is that a livable area in the middle, or is that too small? What is that in the middle of that? Looks quite fun. A ghost version. No, it's like a. Is that like a power plant, or is it's for a turret? Right. Okay. That's a heavy fighter. That looks quite impressive stuff. Yeah. A Terrapin. Valkyrie, definitely been on one of those. Dropship. That we saw at the exhibition, the Delta. Snub fighters. Ooh. That's a racing ship. There's the 600i. Quite like that. Oh, that we've been on that lots of times. And that's a weird looking thing, that is. I'd like, whoa, look at that. That looks very cool. Is that the cockpit there? So, is that an alien ship, an Apoa? I was thinking of getting that out for the last time. That's the thought. Yeah, I was going to say that's. It almost looks like it's got a Mercedes logo on the side there. The ship folds down. That is definitely a contender, just because it's weird. Okay, so what's that? A combat light fighter. Right, I bet that one's mine. Anvil. Oh, yay! Buy one of those. Pick it up. Okay, we can't buy the Carrack because it's too big. But we've been on that lots of times. The Banu Defender. Okay. I think one of you guys showed me that one before. Yeah. There's the 600i Touring, which is very nice. It's nice to have the 600i. Okay, so which one's got the best quantum drive? That one, what we're looking at, this thing here, the Aopoa Car2 Al. That does look great. Oh no, hang on, I think you guys did show me that once. I think I saw it, yes. The crab ship. Okay, so I like that, but I wouldn't mind trying that one again. Light exploration. Hornet. That's the little ground thing, yeah. Ooh. Well, now that looks like a Cylon. That's ooh. That just looks evil, doesn't it? Look at that with his little eyes. Oh. Tell me about the crab ship was the Banu Defender. Okay. Tell me about that one. What's all this? The Asperia blade. 3 million just for a light fighter. Okay, it looks like it's not going to take any. You know, that's dishing out some harm, isn't it? That ship. They're the space baddies. Okay, they look. It's a recreation of a Vandal blade. Wow. Okay, I like that. That looks fun. A Talon combat fighter. Ooh. Oh, it's like a bird. It's like a raptor. A Talon. Yes, I like that. That reminds me, I'll tell you what that reminds me of. Who remembers, okay, this might not translate across different countries. Who remembers Battle of the Planets? And it would have been called Gatchaman in other places. That reminds me of the Fiery Phoenix. It just needs to transmute. That's bird people. Oh, that. Oh, having a bird ship. I didn't even know that was a thing. Wow. Okay, so Leslie Graham remembers Battle of the Planets. Others who may have to look it up. Or Gatchaman. So, okay. Yeah, I like that. It doesn't have to be just one. I think. Now, do you reckon, does this one extend its wings when it's flying and cool stuff like that? I do like that. Some of these smaller ships we can also spawn on outposts on moons. Okay. Okay, so there's a strike. A shrike. What does that do? Is that just a bigger version? Like the colour. There's a stealth fighter, which looks like a Formula 1 car without its wheels. That's the luxury exploration ship. Yeah, we've been on those. That's lovely, but can't afford. The Archimedes Racing, yeah. The Airborne Spartan, the hover quads. That's the bike, isn't it? There's the luxury 400i. That one I quite like the look of, but I didn't like the interior. Okay, that's the bottom. I've got a feeling I'm going to have one of these because that just looks. The Striker is a missile. Okay, it's a missile version. Okay, so I'm not so bothered about that. Let's buy this one, and this one's green. So green is my favourite colour. So I think it's got to be that for me. I've got time before the it's probably not going to happen on stream, so I think we're good. I like the look of that. Okay, so has everybody else selected a ship? Just buy a ship, and we'll go somewhere and have a look around. Do we go to a place with the atmosphere, or do I need helmets? I've got a helmet. I'm going to buy that one while I'm here. Yes, I'm definitely going to buy that one. Got it. That's such a cool ship. Right, okay. So can I look up my inventory on that? Let's just... hello, Starbolt. I wish my heart rate was 59. She's obviously very fit, isn't this here, Verdi? That's good. So suggestions on where we should go with an atmosphere that's nice. I mean, should we fly across to Microtech and land somewhere nice? Because that's quite a cool place. I quite like going there in the summertime bits, as it were. Let's just have a look at my vehicle there. Is it showing up? The Asperia Talon. Yes, it's all there. Right. Okay. Right. So presumably now back to the start. Okay. So let's do that. Let's go back to Microtech with our new ships. Choose whatever you want. Let's head back to... How do we get out of here? The showroom. Head back to Microtech, and then we'll find somewhere else, maybe by the river or something. We will... I've got to find my way back home. Right, I think I know where I'm going. And we'll have a bit of a ship fest. Did I go that way? Yeah, follow these guys, they know the game. We're all good on food at the moment. So that's good. Here we are back at the central. Should be down here. I love the way this place is so big. Right, so back to the spaceport. Dumpers. Oh, hang on, dumpers. Where are we going? Where's dumpers? There's not really much time. I have been there before. Okay, yeah. No, I'm okay with the ship in its kind of default configuration. That'll be all right. Let's go. Yeah, because otherwise we won't have time to actually fly them much, will we? Let's to the spaceport. Let's go. Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed, etc. And in fact, here comes the bus. I'm hoping that the quantum drive on the ship is reasonable. Yeah, so I've probably been to most places that we've got access to, which is, again, thanks very much to you guys for doing that, leading me around. Shine brighter. Make every shot count. Always good advice. I love standing at the front of the trains. There's a very small boy here, somewhere deep inside me, I think, that just likes standing at the front of the train, pretending he's the driver. It's short ranged, okay. Yeah, we have seen a few Easter eggs as well, so that's quite good. Okay, and we were literally just up here, weren't we? Standing on that. So that's very cool. We were literally just standing up there. And you can kind of just watch it go past. Oh. There's those two vents. Just watch the city go by as you're accelerating away. So much detail. Okay, we can spawn it at Microtech to save time. Take a large vessel to transport the crew. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay. Do you want to arrange a large vessel? The nuclear vessels. If you'd like to arrange a ship, then Dr. Weston, we'll all barrel onto your ship, and then we can summon them over there. That's a really good idea. Are you on my train, by the way? Yeah, you are.
Now arriving.
Oh, the Connie's the perfect transport. Okay, all aboard my ship then. Right, I'll take you there. Let's go. Let's all go there. All aboard the Constellation Phoenix, piloted by yours truly. Oh, that one's being used by somebody.
Welcome to the ASOP
And the Constellation should still be here, shouldn't it? Constellation Phoenix retreat. There we are.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
And it's going to be on. It's going to be on.
Your vehicle
Hangar
has
4.
been delivered to
They found it.
following location.
Is that Drew's ship? It's here. Hangar 4, everybody.
For the latest travel information, be sure to check the departure and arrival boards conveniently located throughout the spaceport.
There we go. Hangar 4. No channeling Pavel Chekhov. The smart little lady of Russia. Hey, ZX81's here with me. Oh, matching outfits. That's not right. I can't do that, ZX81. That's just a fashion clash. We need to coordinate it. We need to coordinate on that sort of thing. Right. Okay, the guys are opening the cargo bay. Well done. Right, all aboard the ship. I'll head to the front. You guys make yourself at home in the back. door of my ship to open. There we go. Right, here we go. I need a helmet. I've got one, actually. Think about it. Yes, let me just put it on, which is probably a good thing to do. I have got a helmet, so let me put it on, because otherwise I'll leave it there, won't I? There we go. Okay, good. Otherwise I won't have it when I need it, will I? Good to remember. The table, maybe the table will work. Yeah, my busted table, which I've never seen, because I don't think it's ever been working. Engines on. Area 18 landing services. Right, is everybody aboard the good ship? To Microtech, let's go. Did it work? Yes. What was that? Radar contact. Okay. Right, up. N for undercarriage. Oh, and the hot tub. Yes, we definitely want the top hub. The top hub. We want that too, but we want the hot tub. Right, let's fly out through the city just because we can.
Thank you, and please visit again.
No, we should. Oops, that's probably a bit fast. Make sure we've got a bit of control. Control is good. Detail. It's quite insane, really, isn't it? Right, up and away. This time, everybody's very, very pleased that anti-gravity technology exists in the Star Citizen universe. JRD 60k, have a nice rest of the stream. Signing off, take it easy. You'll probably get bounced by the restricted area. Oh, I didn't see that. How many crashes? We haven't crashed. Neither the game nor me, you'll be pleased, or quite impressed, I'm sure, actually, Sean, has actually crashed yet. So far we've been good. So are there restricted... I mean, it makes sense that there should be restricted airspace over cities. If this was kind of real life, you really wouldn't want really, really big, large spacecraft flying in close proximity to people's accommodation blocks, would you? They have rules about things like that for very good reasons. But Fate has now accepted my challenge here. Shh. The game didn't hear us. Twitch didn't hear us either. We're all good. But yeah, there should be restricted traffic zones. You should have corridors down which you should fly. So that kind of does make sense. Someone's jumped in the turret. Who is it? I can't see from there. It would depend on my insurance level. Yes, that's a good point as well. Right. Anyway, let's get this ship into the big black. Microtech it is. Engage. And I'm going to see the motley group of space travellers who've stowed away on board my luxury ship. Let's go and meet the actors. Oh, I think that might be Space Tea arriving. Excellent. Oh, the Space Tea is coming in from the right hand. Now, is it going to appear on the screen because the Oh, no, she's busting the space-time continuum. Thank you very much for that.
I think a very long way in.
There you go. I know it's a long way, isn't it? That's space tea. Look at that. In a space mug, no less. Look, it's got constellations and all sorts of stuff like that. Right, we're on our way. That's good. Dr. Quest MD is doing stuff in the co-pilot seat. Somebody jumped into the. Oh, there's actually one's in the cockpit there, in the turret. So that's good. Who else do we have on board? There we go. Top Shot and Starbolt. Starbolt's nicked the best chair in the entire ship. I think that's good. So everybody else is on board. Greg Burt looks like he bought his own ship, which is good. Conference table is good. Takaris is somewhere behind us. Did you miss the ship? Flying my constellation, sipping on my constellation mug. I know, it's good, isn't it? It's all like it's like it's been planned. It hasn't, but it's like it's been planned. All good stuff. Now, will I get my jacuzzi? Do you think in 3.18? That would be good. I haven't seen the jacuzzi working, and only one of these panels seems to work. So when I press this button, that one opens, but this one doesn't, and then it closes itself. So that's not working. That's another thing I haven't noticed. Look, it's got a little animation on the button. It's amazing when you play games at slightly higher resolution, you notice things. Look, when you press it, it goes all constellation-y. That's really good. What is that in there? Is that okay? So, Caution Magnetic Fields. Excellent album by Jean-Michel Jarre. I assume that's not an MP3 player. Yeah, look, little constellation-y. Attention to detail. I like that. And that makes sense that it's a constellation. Oh, that's the shield generator, is it? Magnetic fields. So these ones open as well. Guess what's in there? That is. That's a thing. Oh, that's just the door. Okay, so that one doesn't have a button. That's the cooler. Okay. Okay, so in here we've got some screens that don't actually do anything at the moment, but that would be quite good. High voltage power plant gravity generator. Fairly obvious what that does. High voltage. During testing, drinking or breaking water can cause injury. Where's safety goggles while operating this machine? So, has anybody got a pair of safety goggles? During testing, drinking or breaking water. What does that mean? Oh, there's another warning label there. Okay, got crouch down to see this one. Right, what's that? Risk of injury or death. Proceed with caution while performing maintenance. Read operator's manual before attempting any repairs. Only qualified personnel should service this unit. Failure to follow instructions could result in injury or death and damage to the equipment. To reduce risk, always wear appropriate protective gear, which presumably are the safety goggles. German devs, English stoke. Bad Google translation, I suppose. That's quite funny. I love that every space game has its little kind of little nods to things. What I like about Star Citizen is there's so many. It's so high tech, and yet in a lot of places it isn't. Okay, so what's interesting here is it's saying high voltage, like we're still using electricity, which is just kind of like So we haven't got plasma conduits and I don't know, Star Trek-y style. What do they have? They're always going on the next generation, all that stuff. What's it? Is it isolinear circuitry and stuff like that, right? Or was it Voyager had gel packs or something like that? So we're still, interesting enough, in the Star Citizen universe, it's still electricity. which is quite interesting, I think. So whilst we've mastered some quite impressive stuff, like anti-gravity technology, it's actually still running off electricity, and the power plant, does it? So the power plant basically just says high voltage. It doesn't say what sort of power plant it is. Is it isolinear chips? There we go. Whatever that is. Or the Daystrom. What was the Daystrom stuff that they were talked about in the original series? What was that? That was not quantum. Quantum's always a good word, but no, it wasn't quantum. It was duotronics. There you are, duotronics. There we go. Never put your power plant next to the gravity generator. Is that a good configuration? That's high voltage as well, but it doesn't tell us what it is, and that's a nameless device in there. Then we've got the little ship, obviously, we know about. This space at the back here feels like, I mean, there's a life support thing there. It feels like there should be something else in here. And what does that, this back panel feels like it should do something. I'm not quite sure what it should do, but it feels like this is a bit of a wasted space in some ways. I like the fact you've got access to the ship, but there's a lot of space here which isn't being used. Isolinear chips. There we go. I knew it was. That's right. I knew there'd be some trickies of all. I like this section where you've got access to things which in the future potentially we could fix stuff. That's pretty good. How are we doing, by the way? Are we getting there? Where are we? Oh, we're there, right. We're about halfway. Okay. So yeah, fish and chips. There's a first aid kit. It seems to me like on a ship like this, luxury, maybe they could have squeezed in a medical bay here or something on either side. It feels like there's space enough for something like that. I don't know. Feels like that this space isn't well used. Or at least not optimally used. That's the life support system. Okay. Yeah, just I don't know. Feels like there should be some more stuff in there. Anyway. I like this ship that it's not huge, but it's big enough to kind of stroll around in. Oh, is it missile racks to the sides? Okay, so that might make sense if I look out the window. Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's missile racks. I'm surprised there's not an extra little table here as well. See, I know you've got it's nice to have the leg room, but okay. So I couldn't agree more, says Dr. Quest MD. But sadly, a lot of the whale back. What's a whale backer? Got really angry about other ships getting med bays because that was a motivation to buy the really expensive. Oh, I see. Right. So people who bought a really expensive ship didn't want some of the lesser ships to have some of the same capabilities. People who spent in the thousands. They're called whales, are they? What? Because they've been harpooned, or they're just big. People who spend in the thousands. Right. Okay. I've heard that phrase before. Whales. Right. Is that where does that come from? Does that come from like fishing, as in sort of cybery stuff, i.e. you fish a whale, and if you get a whale you'll be really successful. Okay, so whales are notoriously big spenders, so people who've blown crazy amounts of money on the game, they're the big fish, right? Okay, so it's a US gambling place term, is it? Ah, that probably explains why I haven't heard it. Whales. I like that. Okay, so it's from gambling. Okay, so fair enough. The amount that have purchased the Legatus pack at $44,000? $44,000. Blimey. I mean, I like space games, but that's a mortgage, right? You could, well, you can't actually, but not that long ago you could have bought a house with that kind of cash. Wow, I was going to say you could buy a car with electric handbrake. Yeah, I know. I mean, you pay your money, takes your choice, and if you've got loads of cash, I mean, who am I to say what you do with it, right? But wow, yeah. US dollars now. So the 44,000 American dollars is about 1.6 dollars to the pound, I think, or 1.4, something like that. So divide by 1.5. So that's still 30. That's still 30 grand in UK money. That's on a spaceship that, let's be fair, and Star Citizen is amazing and wonderful, doesn't actually exist. Whew, 30 grand though. I mean, what? So okay, so what do you get in the Legatus pack? I mean, did you just get everything? Okay, so there's a special posh lounge in Area 18 that you can only get access to if you've spent big dollars on Star Citizen. Okay. Okay, so the upside is they get everything up to the purchase date. Okay, so the later you leave it, the more valuable it is. Wow. So basically every ship in the game, every upgrade presumably. It's called the Chairman's Club. Wow, okay. Okay, we're almost at Microtech. And every concept announced to that date. Okay, so right. So wow, you can break into the posh lounge and open the door from the inside, so you can gate crash it. Excellent. Love it. I suppose. I mean, I mean, the price is kind of like eye-watering, but I do have. This is a difficult one, right? Because I do have I know the whole pay-to-win debate, right? And this is going into gaming in general, not just Star Citizen. Yeah, there's the pay-to-win debate, isn't there, where you can buy stuff with actual cash that gives you a massive advantage in the game from a player who doesn't have the cash to buy the stuff, right? And a lot of games have basically said no, you can't do that, and other games, like Star Citizen, basically say, well, you give us some cash, you can have the works. And it if you've got 30 grand, or in the UK money, or £44,000 in American money to spend on some virtual spaceships, then who's to say you can't spend your money? But it's a point. I can see why it's a point of contention, because there were people who will. I mean, I will never be in a position to spend 30 grand on a virtual spaceship. I can assure you of that. I don't mind paying. To play a game, that's fine, because the devs of companies incur costs to write a game, but 30 grand on a game, that's a bit different. And then I suppose it's a case of is that, I mean, it is elitism, isn't it? Because if you've got the cash, you've got a major advantage. Is that right? Is that fair? On the flip side, would I like to resume control of the helm? I suppose I ought to, hadn't I? Because I'm supposed to be flying the ship. Yeah, good idea. You've got the choice, because you don't need to buy anything else other than a starter pack, do you? I mean, I jumped in a little bit higher than other folks, maybe, because I bought the Cutlass Black as my entry-level ship. Thanks, Dr. Chris D. Excellent piloting, by the way. You could say I've done that. Okay, I don't know what I don't know what, I can't remember how much I paid now. Was it £80-90, something like that, to get it in, because I was so impressed in the free fly there. I thought, I've got to play this game, and I want the basic ships did look a bit basic, so I thought the Cutlass Black, and I was sold on the Cutlass Black because of the sort of, it just looks like Firefly from Serenity from Firefly. Let's get that right around. So I've jumped in. So I can't really criticise here, because I've been guilty of pay to win myself. Is it pay to win? It kind of is, isn't it? But it kind of isn't as well. So I'm a bit conflicted on it, because I did appreciate the opportunity to not have to faff about with the starter ships and just jump into a nice Cutlass Black, right, and go from there. And actually, even with Elite Dangerous, now you can't buy your way into Elite Dangerous anymore. If you buy Elite Dangerous now, you start off with a Sidewinder. I'm pretty sure that's the case, unless there's also different start options now. But there weren't last time I played it. Maybe that's changed. Of course, when I played Elite Dangerous, I joined the game in the Kickstarter. And because I had one of the writers' thingamajigs, the writers' things, I got a privileged start position in the game. So when the game started out, I didn't have a Sidewinder at 100 credits. I had a Cobra Mark III and 1,000 credits. Woohoo. I know it wasn't a major lift up, but it was a lift up, right? So even there, I had 1,000 credits. It was a big deal back in 2014 whenever we started playing. It wouldn't matter now. But it was hard to make money back then in the game, relatively. So I mean, I can't criticise it without being hypocritical because I've done it myself. And I quite like that the options there because you've seen the way I play these games. I'm not I must unlock everything, I must have all the monies, I must do all the things. I just like kind of basically arsing about in space and going where my fancy takes me. So because of that, it's nice to say, okay, the Constellation Explorer, yeah, I'll just buy that because that's basically all I want to do. I just want to get one of those. I don't really necessarily want to do all the and I don't want to call it grinding either, but you know what I mean. I don't want to have to faff around before I can get that ship because that's basically the ship I want to get, and that's just what I want to do. So I kind of understand. Just give me the thing. I'll pay you some extra cash to stop me having to muck about and do all the things that I don't really want to do before I do the thing that I do want to do. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, does that make sense? So I can't criticise it because I'd be a hypocrite if I was. There we go. New Babbage Spaceport. Let's get ourselves down.
Please proceed to assign landing bay.
Where's it put us, by the way? Where's the landing bay? Oh, there. Right, is it? It's on top. Excellent. Okay, there we go. Right, let's get ourselves down on the ground. Okay, so Starport's saying, this is quite interesting. Starport's saying, this Super Cruise. Star Citizen is interesting, and being able to buy the biggest ships with dollars doesn't give you an advantage, since the bigger the ship, the more people need to operate it properly. So yeah, so that's very true. It does, you can't just fly out in a big ship and everything will be fine, right? Because genuinely in Star Citizen, the big ships need a crew. Got to get ready for work, says Biff Boy. See you in, so fingers crossed we'll see you all in 3.18, 3.18 should I say. Oh, this does feel like a much smaller pad, so I did try to get this right without using the external view. Forward. There we go. Thanks for the other folks watching from outside, presumably.
Forward.
Still forward. Oh, it's a bit narrow, this one, isn't it? Oh,
There you go. Whoa.
I've scratched the paintwork. Let me nose down a little bit, and that will tweak it back a bit. There we go. Wow, thanks for that, guys. That's quite tight, that is. Yeah, that was. Yeah, did you like the onboard parking assist there? That was good, wasn't it? Very. Change the voice setting. It's a top shot. Sounded a bit rude. Right, all off this ship. Apologies for the slightly scratched paintwork at the back. let us go and get our other ships. Did ZX81 just push me out of the airlock? Cheeky monkey. Where's the elevator? Oh. There we go. Are we going down? Are we going up? Yes. You did, sorry, no worries. Right. Okay. So I'm getting better at landing. Yeah. That was a bit of assistance. Right, so let me just jump in the elevator. Let us get to the terminal. Put the other ship away. Just because the matter that most anybody interested in the project probably has a copy of the game and Squadron 42. I can't remember if I bought Squadron 42 or not, but I think I did.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Okay, so store that. Then we have to claim the Talon, don't we? File the claim.
Your insurance claim has been
Expedite
sent.
it.
Thank you.
That's it. So we've got 2 minutes before my ship turns up.
Please visit us
I've seen some folks land con as they touch the nose to the ground as they do so. It comes with most pledges, does it? Okay, that kind of makes sense. So look out the window because we can. Then we'll fly somewhere nice, where the sky is blue and the birds are singing and stuff. Yeah, well, Starbolt, you're making a very good point about, AAA titles not being up to spec, not being up to scratch, which, it's not our fault as gamers, but we do have to be a bit careful
Welcome
of
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval
overexciting
system.
ourselves, don't we? Because a cool thing is coming, we must have it immediately. So we jump on the alphas and the betas, and then they release the beta, and it's they call that release and stuff. So we sometimes the hype overtakes the players as well, particularly if it's something exciting, and yeah. But see, I'm on with Star Citizen particularly. I quite like the fact. I mean, it's an alpha. It's still badged as an alpha. It makes no bones about that. As you're pledging to it, that you're not buying anything. You're pledging to it, which I appreciate the honesty on that. That's fair enough. And it seems to be working, and there's tons of fun to be had in the game. So that's good. But yeah, it's interesting, all these games, they're different funding models and the way they work and the way they've been received over time, and interesting stuff. Yeah, no, it's easy to say for people who started 10 years. I mean, yeah, so 10 years is a long time to be waiting for anything, isn't it? Here we go, let's get this new ship.
Selected. Stand by.
Okay, so my Talon
Your vehicle has
is in
been
hangar
taken
number
to
1.
its location.
Yay, go me. Right, so go grab your ship. I'm going to have a quick look around. Well, actually, no, let's not have a look around it yet. Let me get it off the ground and let's go somewhere nice. Sean says, the problem with my age, I'm wondering how long I'll have to play the actual game. Yeah, buying a really, really cool looking car. Look at that. It's green as well. Look, it's made of glass. Oh my life, this is very, very cool. Thanks for giving me all that. Oh, it's got a greeny kind of carbon fibre look about it. So it's like super lightweight, super Ligera. That's what it is. Talon is a bit hard to get into. I was going to say I didn't found the entrance yet. It does look cool. So how do you get into it? I don't see a control panel. assuming the cockpit's... Oh, there it is. Canopy. How do I... Oh, there. Ooh. Okay. So you sit in the seat, then it sort of slurps you back inside the ship. Oh. I like. Okay, so is that? Oh look, is that? Does that mean it doesn't actually have a cockpit glass? That's actually hollow projection. Oh, okay, so I'm completely covered up. Right, so switch the ship on. What? It's hollow. Oh, that's super cool. It's like a super advanced technology, so it's got transparent panels that you can only see. It's actually, so the ship is much stronger, I suppose, because it doesn't actually have any glass in it. Or whatever that material is, it won't be glass with it. But ooh, I like that. That was very impressive. Okay, so I'm impressed already. So that's good. Let's get this thing off the ground. Hello.
You are clear to launch.
Excellent. Right. Let's see what this thing can do. Whoa, okay. Yep. It's more manoeuvrable than the... it's also very twitchy on controls, I'll bear that in mind. Okay, so that's in its down configuration. Let's have a look at it externally. Oh, look, there's its undercarriage. Okay, so it's sort of looks like a crow there, doesn't it? So let's... Up comes the undercarriage. What happens? Do the wings extend? Okay, what about vertical? Oh, it does. So it can dive like a... Oh, very cool. I like that. Okay, right. Right, so where are we going, guys? I can see CX81. There we go. Right, so I bet that ship's really annoying, says Blue Ganymede, when Windows stops recognising one of the screens. HDMI has failed. Oh, it's quite manoeuvrable as well. That's quite good. Do some atmospheric flying. Okay. Well, there's mountain range up there. Shall we just go about? Let's do that. Oh, pull some G's. Now, is that... So if I tuck it in... That's going to be even faster, isn't it? Let's go and have a look at the mountains. So it's travelling at 340, so I've got boost as well. Oh. Some of the buildings have gun towers, do they? Quite like this. So is that, which is VTOL mode? That's VTOL off. And beware cumulus quantus. Okay, so there were some slightly interesting clouds. There's a building on top there. Yeah, that's very manoeuvrable. I like that. It's very nice. Yeah. I love the way you can sort of steer ahead of your trajectory with the mouse. And there's a frozen lake, so that's nice. It's very, very, very pretty, isn't it? There's I'm not checking the background there. Oops, someone's coming up on my tail. Can outrun them. A little bit of air pollution from the engines. It's a glass cannon, is it? Okay. It's a very cool looking ship. End of a nice sunny day in the Central Belt. Well, let's head there. So where are you guys? You can do some serious manoeuvres. Oh look, you can see Bellini Point up there in space. Look at that. Whoa. Yeah. It's a good little fighter ship. Okay. So where shall we? There's Bellini Point. Where are the? Let's find ourselves a convenient orbital manoeuvring point. There we go. OM1, good old OM1. Oh, it's hard to keep this thing on target. There we go. Where's the? Oh, the target's up there. Okay. Never understood why is the quantum calibration thing offset from the crosshairs of the ship? Oh, I like the birdie voice. That's quite nice. Okay, so we're at the North Pole, are we? So is there a good one? What do you suggest, guys, as to a? I want to stop speed. Yeah, that's true. I'm putting some G's, aren't I? Which OM point should we go for? There's one over there. There's OM3. Is that an equatorial one? Let's go over there and have a look. Makes sense. It must be an equatorial one because you wouldn't be able to see the southern one from. Okay, so that's good. Now I can see the pretty parts of the planet. What do we suggest as a locale for the Central Belt? Or do we just fly it out? Use the force, let it guide you. I'm going to go for OM6 and just scan around a bit. Because there might be a surface target not too far away that we can use to get down a bit quicker. I'm going to OM6, let's have a look. Okay, that's not so useful actually. Oh, I've used up quite a bit of hydrogen fuel. Let's go back to go M3. Okay, back to OM3. Now, there is OM5. Let's go and have a look at OM5. I kind of want something on the surface I can use as a... It's not really giving me one, is it? Just a bit annoying. Okay. I'll have to stick with OM3 then. So OM3 can head down to the surface from there, I think. Right, is there something we can aim at? There's some in the cold areas, but we kind of want the pretty areas, don't we? They seem to be on the other side of the planet, which is a bit annoying. And that will be dark at the moment, which is no good. What about that one there? It's right on the edge of. I don't know what that is. MT Data Center 5WQR2VT. We'll go there because that looks like it takes us down close to the pretty areas. Or is that on the right side of the planet? Look at that one. Let's find out. Is it? Nah, it's not on the right side of the planet. Abort. No, I don't want to go down there. Or maybe I do. Oh, I can't abort it now anyway. Okay, it might not be the prettiest area. That's a restricted area. Okay, 10 minutes to space beers. We need to get ourselves on the ground. Can you guys follow me down? Because there's a nice-ish looking area down here in the midst of the mountains. I don't know how warm it's going to be, I'm afraid. But head there, and then that will get you close-ish to where I am. Let's get ourselves down on the ground because I want to have just a poke around these ships before we have the space beers. I can. Oh, I'm coming in quite fast. I can see some trees and stuff down there, so it's at least slightly pleasant. Looks like it's near sunset though. And there's a nice landing little ledge here actually, so maybe we can use that to park up on. And the sun is going to set soon, looking at those shadows, so it's not a bad spot actually. I don't think it's too bad, so I don't know what the weather's going to be like on the surface, but a seamless planetary landing it is. That's still mind-bogglingly good. Engines off. Oh, there's starboard over there. Look, the other guys have found a way in. Brilliant. Land where you went. Land where you can. Right. How do I get out of this ship? Where's the exit? do just why? Okay. Oh, I see. You just press Y. Nice. Okay. Then it just takes me out. Nice. Okay, so it's a bit chilly out here, and there's a storm blowing through the mountains, but at least it looks pretty. It's quite weird sort of weather. There's a bit of a storm blowing through here at the moment. -24. I didn't choose a particularly Swiss Alps or mid-Norway. Yeah, it's a bit chilly. At least we've got our suits on. We'll be okay. And the wind is coming and going. Interesting plan. Okay, so let's have a look at the ship. So that's my ship. We've seen quite a bit of that. Top Shot has bought a very, very small fighter. That is a small thing. Origin. So this is the sort of ship show today. That is very small. Dr. Quest MD over here has. Oh, is this the? No, this isn't the. Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Is that alien bad ship? No, it's not. That one. Oh, that one's an off-center ship. That's really weird. That's the Vandal Scythe. Okay, so X81 has bought a little ship along as well. Look at all these little dinky ships. Donk. Nice landing there. Look how well that works, though, from a perspective. It's the same weather in most of Europe. I think you're probably right. It has been pretty darn cold. Yeah, we can land these ships on a grassy knoll, basically. Very, 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 very good. Okay, so that's that one. What do we have over here? Little glass cockpit there. Very nice. Nice little group of little starships. Now it feels to me like we've got a mountain range, and we've got a bunch of fast ships. I was here first. This talks about Billy. So we got to get back for some space beers, which I think we'll have to. What do you suggest, Ed? We go back to Microtech, but before we do that, I think we need to have a little canyon run. This looks like a good place to have a canyon run into the sunset. So land on the lake. Oh yeah, let's do that. Land on the lake, Silent Tree. Okay, let's do that. Let's have a quick canyon run first though, because spaceships, right? And then we'll go back to Microtech. Oh, where's the entrance again? There it is. Watch out for the lumberjacks. Canyoning into crashing ships into mountains. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Ooh, that's quite intimidating the way that works out. It looks like a proboscis on an insect, doesn't it? It's like, it's going to eat you. Which it kind of does, doesn't it? It sort of eats you. I'm going to watch this from the inside this time, as all the canopy stuff. So the canopy is switched off to start with. Okay, hang on, the canopy's not closed yet. How do I close the canopy? So I'm in, but the canopy's not closed. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, the ship's still on, so that's okay. Right, okay. Off we go. Right, let's go. Right, undercarriage. Last one to die. Beers the blows the beers. Let's go for a little jaunt down the canyon. Because why not? It's amazing scenery, really, isn't it? And just do a little bit of Top Gun. Right, let's look back at you guys doing your thing. Okay, so here's another thing. How close a formation can we get together? So if I back the throttle down a little bit, you guys can catch me up, can't you? You just slow down to a sensible speed and not crash into a mountain, obviously. Let's throttle it back to about there. Okay. I'll fly data now. You guys, from your perspectives in your games, try to get information with me. See how well that works. Play very close if you're good. There's a bit of server lag, but it's not too bad. Okay, look at this. So this just shows you how sophisticated this game is going to be. Look at them all just kind of holding position where we are. Okay, we organise a strike wing. Right, we're going on the offensive. We'll take out the thing. It's very good, isn't it? Across a surface that just looks realistic. Just so much fun to be had in this game. Whoa! Oh, very good. There's Dr. Quest MD's bizarre-looking off-axis ship there. It's very cool, isn't it? Very, very cool indeed. Right. Who's down there? Right, Starbolt. I'm going to see if I can get on Starbolt's tail just because of... Okay, so a bit of aerodynamic practice. Let's see. Okay, Starbolt's just accelerating away, leaving me for dead. Can I catch him? Oh, my ship's nowhere near as fast, is it? I can boost about after it, but... No. Basically is the answer to that one. Off-axis is an interesting... I don't like it as a ship design, I must admit, but I like the fact it exists in the game because I think it's different. Because everybody is always symmetric ships, which I would I could probably never own one, but I can't like the fact that they're there. Right, anyway, we better head back to Microtech because time is time and we've got to get in for space beers and we know what that's like. So head for the stars, my friends, head for the stars. Vandal ships are weird, yeah, they are, aren't they? But nicely weird. Good to have different stuff. Right. Okay. Last one to Microtech. Buys all the beers. Is that right? Apart from the fact I can't see any of the orbital maneuvering points. Where are they? There must. There's a bunch load of us, and that's just the ecliptic, isn't it? Where are the orbital maneuvering points? There's one. Must be one. No, that's Greg Burton. Why can't I see the OMs? Oh, clear route. Don't. There we go. They're all hidden to that one. OM5. Right, okay. Back around to Microtech. Oh, almost knocked myself out. Nice. Where is it? 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 There it is. New Babbage. Everybody back to New Babbage. Land at the Commons. Yeah, land at the Commons, everybody. I love the kind of random level engaged voice. Final ship show off at a quick bar entrance. Let's do that. Yeah. Hopefully it's still daylight. There's a sneaky habit of rotating around, actually. Looks like we're good. No, we're all good. Okay, now I've got to find my way to the external thing, which I must admit I'm not super familiar with. Landing gear shouldn't. Where's my landing gear now? Nope, stop pressing the wrong button. Right, it's down. Where is it? I'm gonna follow these guys. That looks like it there. Oh yeah, there it is. I can see it. Those were nice views of the planet, says Rent-A-Wear 3D. Got to go and get wife from work. Have a good space beers. No worries. Pleasure to see you, my friend. Pleasure to see you. Yeah, we will have space beers imminently. Across the frozen lake. You guys know this game so much better than me. You can get to places quicker than like just instinctively faster. Never mind. Here I am coming in.
Landing gear down.
And where did you all park? So you managed to park on the actual slope. Well done. Oh, what happened to Dr. Quest MD's ship? Oh no! Did a disaster just happen? I saw two ships sort of do something indecent to each other, and they disappeared. There wasn't an explosion. They just weren't there anymore. I'm going to park down at the. Oh, no, I can see Dr. Quest MD there. I think I landed. There we go. Here I have. Right. Okay. It's a bit chilly outside. Mr. Raw, desync. Apologies for that. Never mind. Right. Where do I go? Up the top here. My active loadout isn't suitable, and I'm at risk of hypothermia. Right. I'm going to run up the hill there. -88. It's a bit chilly, isn't it? I think I need a neon spacesuit. -88. That's a bit scary, isn't it? It's my lungs feel. Look at that top shot standing there in his t-shirt in -88. It's fine. Just a little bit chilly. Brisk. Is that what it is? Brisk. Not sure that's what Alessia Verdi thought. She looks like she's had enough of that. Whew, she says. Glad to be in the warm. Right, where are we going now? No, I was actually one Starbot that I've already got. Oh yes, this is the super duper disco bar, isn't it? Yeah, I remember. Over here, guys. I've summoned the elevator. Top Shot's always managed to get himself a drink as well. And you can also teleport into the corner of the room, which is... Oh, it's daytime, so they won't be on. Oh, we did see them last time, right? Is it? Which way is it? Is it to the right? Is it the Commons or the Promenade? It's the Promenade. Right, yeah. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now, can we see our ships? Oh, they're on the kind of other side of that thing. But nice to park the ships in here, actually, wouldn't it? So we could have kind of looked at them from inside. Never mind. We'll try that another time. Now, what's the chance today that the barman's working? So this is it. This is going to be our last drinky for the bartenders are still refusing to speak to it. Okay, of course it's daytime. So last time we were here at night, so it's all the lights aren't flashing. It's just it's quite chilled out, which is the thing. Someone's lost his legs. Someone's legless already. Right, hello, Mr. Barman. Nope. That's what happens to be a real bars, right? It's 5 o'clock somewhere in the galaxy. Are there any beers about? Is there anything we can drink? Look at this guy. Starbolt is trying. Hello, sir. Oh, I've got the Top Shot's got some. Where's Top Shot? Where is he? Oh, there he is over there. Oh, he's got a crate. You've got a crate. Nice. Okay, Top Shot's got some beer. Slide open and take a beer out. Good man. They're not showing up. Oh, there's one. Right. I'll drop it into my hand and then exit. Is that how that works? Right, sort of. There we are. I think I've got one. So everybody else grab one. There we go. And we should be good. Where are we going to hang out today? Are we hanging out at the bar or just in this? There's a lot of NPCs. Oh no, there's Dr. Quist. Dr. Quist MD's on his way. A lot of NPCs here. I don't think this is a cool place to hang out. Or do we just sit alongside the NPCs and join in their conversation? This girl here looks like she needs some company. Let's join her. I can't get it to. get to that seat. She won't mind me standing on her head, will she? She said, really? Really? I'm just trying to mind myself in the space bar, and this crazy woman sits next to me. We had our own private table. Yeah, we did. There we go. NPCs just hanging around. So let's go find. Let's go. It's just quite funny. Let's go and find our own. Before we get Lynch, let's go and find our own spot. Look, there's some tables over here. This is by the waterfall. Shall we? Shall we sit here? Oh, there's an NPC doing something on the floor. How about this side? No, it's all the best tables would need to be taken. The NPCs have got here before us. There isn't a single unoccupied table, actually, is there? Around the edge here. That's a bit cheeky. Are there some at the top? Oh, there are some here. Here we go. This will do. Starbolt's found one. There we go. Right, everybody pile in here. I'm going to stand at the back. Can I kind of get in there? Sort of. There we go. Right. Right, my friends. They heard you were buying. Yes, that's probably what it is. Right, we can. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing actually. What am I doing? Am I sort of? Oh no, I'm okay. I'm sort of just perching at the edge. That's right. So right. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Drink your beer. Mine doesn't seem to be working. Drink. There we go. Drink. 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 Oh, mine doesn't seem to be animating for some reason. It's going down magically. I think it's teleporting into myself. Maybe if I sit down, will it work? Oh, I think I enjoyed my bottle of beer, but I think it's it's virtually finished or something. Anyway, my friends, thank you very much. Look at Brent Curtin over here, chilling around in his suit. Oh, do I have my helmet on? Do I? No, I thought I took it off. I'm pretty sure I took it off. Apologies, me dancing on the table. Yeah, no, I'm cool. Yeah, apparently. Right, let's try that again. It does not want to drink. No, that's not working out. Anyway, cheers. And here's to 3.17. We have had much fun. And here's to 3.18, which we will hopefully have much fun in as well. So, good luck, everybody. Cheers. Thank you very much to everybody who's been involved today, having lots of fun and flying their ships about and generally causing mayhem. Thank you ever so much, obviously, to Dr. Quest MD, Top Shot, and ZXA1 for my stream coordination and stuff. That's always very, very useful. And to everybody else who's watching, enjoy. You're at the weekend, my friends, just a little bit further, and then you can chill. So be good, have fun, and we will see you in the new shiny Star Citizen 3.18 or 3.18, shall I say, hopefully next week. So fingers crossed. Be good. Take care. See you soon.